the Jinx and the Jarvan can be a little bit rough, but
if you space well,
great front line,
and you have the front line, does work.
Oh, I was worried about this. They're gonna go for the Kalista and Renata themselves, which makes them extremely all in and
Lulu was available
and short ranged into Aphelios.
So with this Lulu, your Jarvan is an extra engage. Both of your carries, which have insane damage output, are very safe. Yeah, Lulu is what he means to pick, surely. Now, we did talk about Career not necessarily enjoying the Enchanter supports as much. We'll go for the correct one. Lulu also can polymorph a Yone or a Kalista in a team fight and render them relatively useless.
Or even a Sejuani that overextends, you know? Pyosik.
Secure those kills, be it the Yone or the Kalista, and in some niche cases, maybe the Rumble doing battle with his big shield later on. But I kind of feel like when I look at the Renata, it was picked just for lane in a lot of cases, and the bailout power there. But you're playing the Lulu anyways. And whoever gets the bailout on them, if that... See how he performs, as we do have an early gank from Pyosik potentially.
I mean, they saw that. They saw this. Like, they saw him there. They saw him with the thing, and they're trying to turn around the play instead. They're going to have to use their 80 carry flash for it, but now Lucid flag and drags into danger. And just to take a bit of damage here. At least as it feels like our junglers are just kind of babysitting bottom lane. Dudu going to avoid one of the weapon drops there.
That ends up being a really positive result for D+, even though Smash had to flash.
Shu, okay, the Harpoon's going to miss. The flash on in is not going to be enough, so Shu just kind of laughs at him and runs away. Career is going to get hands shook, and a three-man root comes in from Smash now as Pyosik. Yeah, the flash after the fact always feels bad. That's first blood given over to Smash already. Playmakers from the jungle can be.
Interesting Rise rotation up to the top lane.
Yeah, this is the Faker. And they're going to just go for it under the turret, looking for the knockback. And there it is. Equalizer comes down. No flash available as he used it to try to take down Shu earlier. The burn is there, but it's not enough.
Find themselves still behind, so there is just no cost to this play for Showmaker. Outside of his Realm Warp, which I don't think he cares. He got value out of it.
Oh, Career definitely going down here. No flash on him. And even though Pyosik is not level 6, it's still a very nice gank because they're looking for more. We got a Jarvan coming on up. The bailout is there, and Duckdom has nowhere to go. He just, or rather, Smash has nowhere to go. Duckdom picks up the double kill, and all of a sudden, DNS turning it around in the bottom lane. It does feel like we're kind of dipping in our toes in a little bit here anyway.
The Rise group culture is all about the common man.
And then there's Oceans.
Now we don't talk. No, that one's not. That's not good for anybody.
I just thought maybe I'd bring it up. You know, I know we don't like to talk about it, but Ocean Soul does exist. Lucid going in. He's up a level. Pyosik kind of half health, and now Duckdom. They're just going to go all in onto Lucid, it looks like, and try to play around that. Massive value on the Wild Growth, but again, no real follow-up. Duckdom, very awkward spot for him. No ults. They're just going to have to go forward. That's what this comp does, and now Showmaker has to flash the wall as the pressure is there.
The Aphelios ult for the most part. Clozer's in trouble.
Ooh! He's one auto off.
As a secondary smite here, I think it's just a no-go. Although Lucid has stolen objectives before.
This TP is a bit late. I mean, you're not really going to be able to do much. Double knockup comes in. The Sejuani ult gets some good value. On top of the equalizer, Lucid again the target for this DNS squad. They're not getting onto the important ones. And now Peter getting pretty low. Dude behind enemy lines. Peter is just going to have to flash the wall. In goes Lucid trying to punish this one. The Realm Warp as well. And Duckdom goes down to the auto of Career.
I can't reach anybody. We can't hurt them. It's not great.
Trying to make a play here on a Dudu. He's going to have to flash away.
As they are so desperate, they're like, no, I needed you to fight me here. Like, this is where we're at our best. This is our last chance for a team fight. D+ like, nah, I don't really want to lose, so.
trying to go all out on a Dudu under the turret, but now we have a Rise on the way, and that turret is not very long for this world. Dudu trying to hold on to his turret. As you see that DNS are trying to get something in mid lane for this. Dudu is buying quite a lot of time, but he will not live. Doesn't look like he'll be taking out Xiu either, so down he goes to Showmaker, but DNS did get the mid tier 1 per best of 5.
Out of season?
Yeah.
Okay, Duckdom, hold on. He says, actually, they could be played through the early spring.
Eventually. Eventually. As Engage Renata strikes again. And now Pyoshik is coming on up here. And she will go down. And that is a shutdown for Duckdom. Actually a nice...
Kill someone who takes forever to die, and then D+ get all the turrets on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I do remember that happening. Just going to ult in as Clozer doing an insane amount of damage. Takes out Smash, who just neglects the ability for Clozer to do that.
And maybe a Baron?
Yeah, it's gonna try to go for a singular Ocean Drake. Sometimes can be the bane of many a team here in the LCK.
Dudu's angle.
Dudu's got a fantastic equalizer and a catch! Once again, he gets smashed, but this time Smash lives for a very long period of time. He's extremely low. Duckdom wants to take him out, and the bailout does not get the value, but Smash is out of the fight. This Cassante doing quite a lot of work, though, on the right side. Dudu, full health, though, and it looks like DPlusKia will have to back away from this one.
Watch it again.
Son.
While Growth comes out, cleanses out, he flashes, kites back, 33 there, heals up a little bit, and he's like, you can't reach, has his caliber out.
Yeah. Trying to make a play here on a Duckdom. Renata Glass is there, looking for the bailout, not going to get it. Wild Growth too good. Dudu in a lot of trouble himself, goes golden, but eventually will die. Showmaker picks up the kill.
For DNS, they got the steal away and those last few plays and sides and on the Baron, but now Dudu, let's see.
When have we seen this before? They have been punishing this Rumble so much. First pick Rumble. All right, Peter kind of frontlining, and Dudu might just be the guy who gets punished for it as the Realm Warp gets everybody on top of this. Even the knock-up into the Wild Growth, and the front line of DNS is just getting shredded already.
Going for the Hail Mary Ocean Soul play as a response is what they're looking for.
Oh, okay, gonna catch Lucid here. He doesn't really have a health bar. I'm surprised the Clozer didn't try to ult that, but maybe he would just waste it and then get flashed away from. Callista on the objective, and Lucid can't really get in. It's going to go down to the side of Pyoshik. We got TP coming in here as well. Pyoshik in the front line.
Cleanse out from Smash. He did absorb that ultimate from Pyoshik.
But we'll have to wait and see. Riddle Baron power play does come in. Oh, he's going to catch him once again, but this time the Wild Growth comes in and he just dies. Meanwhile, Career also elects to just die.
He has the hero play. DNS, they needed to be on Elder to win the fight. They have no vision whatsoever.
All right, Lucid going to be spotted. Peter with the handshake, but might just die for it. And there is the Fate's Call. That's a big tool taken away from DNS. Like, they're not going to give it to him. That was so close to Smash, who has Cleanse, and McHale's. But still, looking for Smash, and Clozer is going to hit it, but again, eventually, the Wild Growth comes in, the follow-up is not there. The Cataclysm actually making a lot of room as Duckdom is frontlining, doing a good job. Xiu very separated from the team. He is going to find Duckdom here, but Duckdom just flashes away, and the front line, though, of DNS is gone as Dudu goes in, gets actually a lot of value, but with Duckdom off of the game, it just means that they have enough. And Smash, he got away from so many of the threats, and he will survive until the very end of this fight. Picks up the triple kill, 15,000 damage in the fight.
15,000 damage in a single team fight. Career was ready to press R. We talked about the Lulu value long ago in draft. And Career, He certainly made good use of it. He did not have the greatest wild growth on Jarvan in that earlier dragon fight, but besides that,